Hello, friends. How are we doing? Hopefully, I can't. Spotify says I'm offline, and so whatever is playing, I don't know if it's going to continue playing. So it might be hella awkward with no music for stream. Everything said I'm offline today, which is freaking weird. I should have restarted my computer earlier. I feel like my camera is flipped. Boys, give me 2 seconds. I thought I was so organized. You see my new video? The intro clip that I made? What is going on? Things are broken. Una memento. Una memento. Hello, everyone. I will check your messages in a moment. My webcam is... Ah! I fixed it. I fixed it! Yay! Breachy got first. Question of the day, do you prefer keyboard and mouse or controller? Keyboard and mouse for days. For days! Cheese got second and third? What the... Jeez. Gotta get some, for some others. Controller. Controller? Jedi, hello, hello. How you going? Cereal? You must be dead. Because you're seeing an angel. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're just gonna deal with drum and bass. I can't do anything else. I was like, oh, we'll have some different vibes. No, we will not, Spotify. I don't even know how it's playing at all. I don't know. But how are we doing, guys? Also, Serial, we have questions of the day. Do you prefer a keyboard on your mouse or a controller? I honestly, growing up as a console, like PS1, stuff like that, but it's like as soon as I had the ability to have a computer, I was tap to tap, tap, tapping away. At least I'm not muted. I was looking through my clips to make the new intro, and there was one the other day. No, I don't have a straw! Ah! I don't have a straw! Thank you. I actually really like my makeup today, so I was like, I don't usually do... I used to always do my bottom section. You do half shadow, and I don't usually do it, but I did it today because I was like, you know what? The vibe's there. The vibes are there, and now everything's decided to be broken, so that's okay. We love that. We love everything being broken. Now we can get a coke crack in early. All right. Are we ready? Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so how have you been? A 4 out of 10? 4 out of 10 cheese. I am making a compilation, so we will be able to judge. Shock, hello, welcome. How you doing? Question is keyboard and mouse or controller today? The LED lights. So I have, this is just a strip light along the bottom. It actually runs like from the top of the ceiling down the wall and then across the bottom, because I can't have it over here because it's the door. But then like this light that runs around the back. There. That's a nano leaf. But it came with a Secret Labs desk. Secret Labs desk is amazing. Not my desk, Breachy's desk. But the light connector, absolutely trash. Absolutely trash. The light itself is good, but you touch that table, you look at that table, and the connector disconnects. Not fan. Not fan. If they had a better connector, I'd be about it. Yeah, but they're just like on a loop with my colors. Yeah, they need to like clip it on. Currently, it's like it literally would just like fall out. Yes, it reflects off the white shiny doors. When I don't have it, on, I'm like, no. The other stream it like had disconnected. And yeah, I was like, no, this is not acceptable. Can't touch the tip, bad things happen. And honestly, I have it blue tacked, like both ends blue tacked to try and push the device together, like the connector. No, still doesn't help. We have 2 of them. One is currently connected to Breachy's desk, which is not connected because it doesn't stay connected. And then there's that one because we had contacted them and we were like, this is broken. Yeah, when in doubt, blue tack. What was it like? We got blue tack, duct tape, WD-40. That's pretty much how to fix it. But yeah, so it's like a really, really lovely, like beautiful light, and it works really well reflecting off the doors. But I couldn't have anything along the edge because they open out. So it's like, be helpful. It would be very helpful, but cannot. So, but they work, and because it like looks so wiggly, like the wiggly stuff next to me, all my theme things, my wiggly oceany looking stuff. It would be so cool. I honestly have looked at them. They are many monies. many monies. So I was like, I can't do it. I did go to like years, like when I first started streaming, I went to Kmart and got the little light up letters and I stuck them on a piece of plastic on my wall. But the thing is they were backwards. So I was like, oh. It would be so cool. Like honestly, so cool. But yeah, like maybe there's like cheaper ones out there now. But not that I have seen. But they do custom on Temu though. I don't touch Temu. If I would ever get anything from Temu, I would ask my mum to buy it because I don't want them having my information. They have enough of hers. Yes, so maybe if like if I can fund my PC and then like my computer and keyboard and mouse and stuff, maybe then we can work on that. You're joining games tonight? Tonight we have Never Have I Ever, the card deck. I also have Would You Rather, so we can also play that. I have a fair few of these card decks because this brand, their original ones were about deep conversations. So I'm about that. So I bought them, and then they had different ones where they had Would You Rather, Never Have I Ever. So I have about 6 decks of cards. Bringing them to PAX. It'll be fun. Because you play with different groups, you get different answers. Starting from 300. I swear there like must be a cheaper way. Like it's I don't know. Feels like there should be a cheaper way. AliExpress is like wild though. Like it's like the Wild West. I feel like it's like you'd ask for stuff on AliExpress and then you're like, okay, did I get scammed? Did I get it? Like so, or that would be like, sorry, you have to buy 500 of them. And you're like, I don't really want to buy 500 of them. Dale, hello, how you doing? Can you vouch for me, Dale? That picture was nice. I took a picture earlier and it was of a sunset between 2 buildings and I thought it was beautiful. And Breach turned around and was like, it looks like a butt. And I'm like, it was so pretty. It was so pretty. This guy. What am I going to do with him? Dale, the question of the day is controller or mouse and keyboard? Tap to tap tap. Keyboard. Jedi's like, keyboard. I don't. There's only a few games that I will play that have like a controller. Like I will play Plates with a controller. Yeah. You didn't get asked about photo? What do you think? I sent it to you. I sent it to you. Because I remember you heart-shaped it. Such a good song. But yeah, it was very lovely. It was very lovely. It was a sunset. I'm house cat sitting. Like my friends are away and they have a cat and the cat is very social. So I have to go around and feed and water the cat. And yeah, I saw because they're on the 3rd floor, but looking out and like the direction that the sun's setting. And so they had 2 kind of walls because it was the end of a hallway. And so I could see the sunset and it was like a nice picture frame almost. And yeah, and as soon as Brisha said that, I was like, I thought it was beautiful. So I thought it was very rude. Very, very rude. Yeah, Water the cat. It's so social. So cute though. I think I posted some pictures last time. I'll get some pictures tomorrow. Very active though. It was so funny. The like cat was in a tunnel and it like pushed a ball with a bell in it underneath the tunnel. So it was in the tunnel trying to get the bell, and we're like, that's not going to work. So very energetic, very, very, very people focused. My friend said that when we looked after him last time, and yeah, we're like, yeah, cool, we'll go around. And as soon as we got there, he was like, people, my people. So does a cat not get scared being alone overnight? I don't know, if I'm honest. Like, I dare say they just get lonely. Like, that would make sense if they got lonely. My dog gets sad if I leave for 10 minutes. Yeah, cats are kind of just chill. But they seem to like know, like if you're sick or something, they're like, we know. But otherwise, they're just like, leave me alone. Maybe they are the original like internet people. From Korea? I've never been to Korea, but my sister went to Korea. Is it cold or is it hot there? Because she went in the winter. So it must be summer now. Had to like buy a big puffer jacket. It's summer. Does it get really warm? Like humid? Because like it must do. Think about it, I'm like, well, like Bali and Thailand are humid and Japan's humid. So I was like, it must be. Right? I've never been to Korea. I've been to Japan and Thailand. Yeah, my sister loves it. I don't have cats anymore, but you have 2 dogs. That counts for something. Never come to Korea. Yeah, I don't know. My sister went, and then her best friend's been a couple of times. But it was cold. So, like, where it's weird. In Australia, like, we get cold, like, but it's not the same as, like, you know, New Zealand and stuff like that. Like, it's not as intense. Like, we have a very small alpine region. Yeah, I imagine it's like hot. And now it's like thinking about where it is, it's like humid. I went to Japan in May, I think. Like this is many years ago. But it's like all I remember was it was quite humid, but it was after cherry blossom season. So I don't know. Yeah. have a concern. It's not good to be concerned. Yeah, Australia has pretty terrible insulation. It's like we opted for like star ratings instead of like having good insulation. Like when you look at like the global requirements for having a minimum amount of heat, like heating and stuff like that, like in-house temperature, Australia is awful. Like some of the houses wouldn't meet the standards. You want to come back to Melbourne in the summer, but not right now. It's so hot. Why would you want to come here? I'll stay in New Zealand where it's like 26 degrees. I just remember going to a festival and it was like, it was New Year's. So that's meant to be like summer. And it was like nice during the day. And at night it got down to like 8 degrees. And I'm like, this is amazing because I don't like the heat. The sun does burn. I burn really easy. Like I'm obviously like very pale. But yeah, my medication makes me like a lot more sensitive to the sun. So it's not only was I pale and burnt anyway, now it's like, let's just make you extra susceptible. So even if I'm out, like say I'm just like, oh, we'll just pop out. I know I should wear sunscreen. And then someone's like, actually, let's go for a walk. I'm like, my skin. Your brain is getting overloaded. My mum's friend, she speaks like many languages, but her like kind of default language is French. And when she gets really overwhelmed, she like her brain's just like she will stop speaking English and speak French, which I thought was very interesting because it made me think about when you have the ability to speak multiple languages, what language do you speak in? You know, how is that different? I don't know. It's like you default back to another language. Darwin heat is also different. I imagine Texas heat would be quite intense as well. I feel like it'd just be a different heat though. Like probably more similar, I reckon. To like Darwin to Texas, like that central, like equator area. Like obviously Texas is a bit higher in the equator, but yeah, maybe a little of both. You didn't get it? In regards to language? I imagine if the words don't translate, you would think them in the other language. I don't know. I'm not proficient in any other language. I know 60 days worth of Duolingo in Japanese. But I was amazed. There was a girl that I knew and she could speak like 8 languages and she was like 22 or something. And I was like, bro, how? But then I look at, she was from Europe. So it's like a lot of the like French, Italian, all that sort of stuff, the like romance languages. I was like, oh, you would pick those up pretty easily knowing, you know, knowing those languages anyway. Yeah, exactly. Some languages have words you can't describe in English. Yeah, I have heard that as well, that English is really hard to learn. But then in speaking English, I look at some other languages and I'm like, there is no way I could speak that. What do I do? Write it here, as in translate. Going from English to Cyrillic languages is hard. Yeah, the language tree, so fascinating. I like understanding where words come from. So I've like looked up the language tree because I'm like, where does this come from? What's the history? Florida would be like, what parts of Texas are around there? We look at the map. It's like Florida's kind of like this little kickoff, and it's like Texas, Florida. If that made sense. It didn't make sense at all. Because like if we look at the equator, world map. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Glad to have you with us. I do have like subtitles, like captions. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're way off. All right, let's look at the world map. What should you do? I'm not sure. I don't know what you should do. I think I am. Where is this? All right, bit weird, but okay. All right, so if we're looking at the equator. Oh no, I broke it. Anyway, if we're looking at the equator like runs across, so it's like over like Southeast Asia, middle of Africa, top of South America. But like this whole middle section of the globe, super freaking humid. Oh, you're using a translator. That's so cool. Is it a website? All right. Fixed it. I broke it last stream, and so I had to re-add it. Now we can have a giant map. I'll make it bigger than me. Tropic of Cancer. Yeah, so that goes across like India and stuff. That would be super humid as well. Tropic Capricorn comes halfway down Australia. Man, I knew this stuff and then forgot. A little bit of geography. But so weird that the humidity goes so far. Bit weird. Anyway, that's the world map. That's where humidity lives. In this section between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. That middle section. Yeah. So like kind of across like the whole middle block. You can see the lines. All right. Time to put this back where it lives. Yeah, so we had a face paint stream last stream and it was super fun. It was super fun. Though I had to move some stuff around on my OBS. So some things are out of place and I have to I'm trying to fix it on the fly, okay? You forget what you change until you stream again. How was everybody's week? Or what do we have planned for the weekend? I did say face painting. I did say I'll grab my Instagram. Like real face painting, yeah, with paint. I will show you. Thank you for lurking, Breachy. Why is that all as big as I can go? That's so weird. Anyway, that's what it looks like. I don't know why it doesn't want to go the full window, but that's what it turned out like. I think it went pretty damn well. The original was on a child, so they had big chubby cheeks. So I did what the painting said, with the little fun dizzles in the chat, everybody. Nothing much. Relax. We love relaxing. I think you deserve to relax, Cheese. But yeah, so the child had a big chubby face and I was like, oh no, this doesn't work. So I was like, I'll just add details because that's the type of person I am. I am very detail orientated. So I was like, well, what way is the light source? Because this is important when you paint. It was very different. I worked out that, for one, I started without a mirror. So I didn't have a mirror. So I was trying to use the camera as a mirror and it was very difficult. And then I pulled my screen really far forward when I had the mirror. So it's I could see what was happening. I do use Streamabot. Are you learning to use Streamabot? Do you use Streamabot? To the question, Pondy answers controller, but switch to keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I played Dark Souls with controller. play plates with a controller. That's pretty much it. I don't use a controller really for anything else. You're creating your own chatbot for Twitch. Nice. In the sense of like you're having your broadcaster and then like, so I have Brobot like that. Oh, for driving sims it makes sense. I would probably have it for driving as well. But I can't drive in games, so I have a TikTok that I made that has my beautiful driving skills. If you want to look at it, it's on TikTok. But I cannot drive for the life of me in games. Breachy did have a driving wheel the other day, and I can drive with that. Cannot drive in video games. Yeah, for sure. I'm so interested to see. So interested to see. My like Streambot stuff is pretty basic. Like there's some stuff in there that's a little bit more involved, but that's because I have Vlad, who I'm also like, hey, how do I do this thing? Can't drive in that game. I got stuck on the grass on the other side of the barrier. How did you get stuck in the grass on the other side of the barrier? Like an F1? Streambot's just so capable. In Tiny House Sim? Yeah. It's also driving on the opposite side of the road. So for us in Australia, we drive on the left. So when games like, oh, drive on the right, my brain's just like, nope, nope, nope. That was a fun game. That was such a fun game. That was a fun game. Do you guys want to play Never Have I Ever from Reflex? The company is called Reflex. At Flex Factory Store. It says on the back, caution, you'll learn too much about the people you're playing with. Hee hee. 50 questions suitable for a mature 18 plus audience. I have another deck which says it's 18 plus, so I'm very, very interested to see why this one says it's 18 plus. Designed and printed in Australia. Hee hee. So I feel like Would You Rather is probably a better deck. Let me just suss it. Let me suss it. Because Would You Rather might be better. How has it already been 47 minutes? You had a real problem at thinking of a response? Bot talking to the bot? Scandals. Can you put it in like how does it work? Can you tell how it works, Shock? Can I have a hot chocolate? How does it work? Like, how do you put it into this stream? You have to go? Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. It's Python based, so you could just code it. Yeah, how cool is that? I love the fact that you can import your own code. It's very, very cool. Okay, all right. So most of these seem to be appropriate. How do you put it into other people's streams, though? You're not appropriate. So you use commands. So are you like, is it? Yeah, I'm trying to work out how it works because obviously you're not running it from my side. So is it just like reading it from stream? Great, thank you so much for the look. I very much appreciate you. Yeah, I'm so interested. Oh, okay. So you run it on your PC as interesting. So you can literally run it in anyone's stream. That's crazy. That could be menacing. People could abuse that. Not necessarily yours, but like in general. Like if you're able to code that it can. Yeah. That's crazy. People could definitely abuse that if they like were on the wrong side of things. It'll just be allowed to be in the owner's room. Okay, that's good. It's like that thing of like superpowers. You're like, oh, this could do the greater good. It's like, yes, but if it falls into enemy hands. Oh, great. Thank you so much for the video. Are we back? That's okay. Wow, it can even like speak another language. That's crazy. That is crazy. Are you like a programmer? Like is that your trade? Who am I? I had a problem thinking of a response. What do you mean it can't draw my entire like, bio from the internet? 95% humidity. Gee. You're learning to program? That's awesome. I also want to learn to program. I went to like a Python like 1-day course. But then I got busy and I'm like, it's just those things. It's like there's so many things I want to learn, but it's just like life gets in the way and you have other commitments. And it's also that thing of like first thing I start with is like, hello world, and you're like, oh, this is so boring. I'm very much a practical application type gal. I'm like, let me make something, not just put something into the abyss. 30 degrees every day, Pon Pon. Disgusting. I hate the heat. I hate it. Miss the winter memo. Yeah, boring exercises. I'm like, I want to do interesting shit. One of my good friends, they are a call them a programmer anymore. They're like they do something else, but essentially like programmer for LinkedIn. And they were teaching me to code, but you know, lives get in the way. So I'm like, it's just a time thing. It's the time restraint. You're like, cool, let me do the things, but not having the time to do them. But that's okay. That's sometimes what the situation is. But yeah, what we should do is let's do ads now. It's like 5 minutes early. We can jump into some of these cards if you guys would like. You did a custom shout out command? Ooh. What does yours say? Yes, so we have a deck of Never Have I Ever. Sorry, you got flagged. I didn't realize it was going to have a link in it. It had a link. Stream elements. No. No. All right, Shock will come back in a minute. Okay, you're back. Yeah. Yeah, it's any link that's not, like, doesn't have permission. So. But yeah, Stale, we have the Never Have I Ever cards. I'm thinking of grabbing the Would You Rather cards because they might be a little bit more, like, interesting. Like, these ones are like, have you ever been ghosted? But I think it depends on what you say by ghosted, like mean by ghosted. Mutually stop replying or don't really care. So we can have a go. We'll have a go at these and we'll see how they are. We'll do a quick break first. Yeah, because we've got to do ads anyway. And now it's pretty much ad time because we talked for a few more minutes. So if you're new, hello, welcome. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour so we can avoid mid and pre-roll ads. This means that everybody can hang out, hopefully without getting an ad. But we also take this time to grab a drink, do work, take care of ourselves, have a stretch, grab a snack, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, I've been seeing chatbot chatting. I love the zombie answer. It's very funny. It's very, very funny. Licky, hello, welcome. Yeah, Shock has Shockbot currently in the chat. It's a program that they can run and it posts in other people's chats. For the time being, it's not public. They won't unleash that into the world to be used as a weapon. How are you doing? Question of the day is, do you prefer keyboard and mouse or controller? Hello? Okay. Cool. My mic wasn't picking up anything, and I was like, mouse and keyboard for life. Yes, there's very rare circumstances in which I use a controller. But we are about to dive into our Never Have I Ever cards. The first one I just used as an example before. Never have I ever been ghosted. And my answer is maybe? Question mark. There's definitely been people that just stopped replying, but I think that I also didn't invest in them as much, so I don't know if that's been ghosted because like I would always try and tell people like, hey, I'm not interested. Like that's just like a moral thing that I have. So I'd be like, this isn't gonna work out. But also when people just stop replying, I'm like, oh. Okay, well I guess that's just what it is. Maybe I'm ghosted by others. Maybe. But I was like, who would ghost me? Come on. Come on, guys. I'm fucking hilarious. Someone didn't ghost me. I'm not chasing ghosts. You get ghosted all the time. That's not nice. That's shitty. I don't know. I understand where people find it really difficult to have conversations like that, where it's like, oh, I'm actually not interested in those sorts of things. But for me, it's always like I want to make it crystal clear that it's just something that isn't the situation. Like if we've met, 100% have to tell them I'm not interested. But if we hadn't have met, depends how like involved it was. If you were like talking for a couple of days, then if you like ghosted someone, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty shitty. But like also no one owes you anything. So it's really hard like on the receiving end where you're like, I don't want to be ghosted. But then yeah, they're missing out on a peak Brel. But I think it's like I had to remind myself like this is what they miss out on. So fuck them. Fuck all of them. They ghost me. I'm like, why the fuck would you want to? I'm pretty fucking awesome anyway. And that's like not been like up myself. That's just like why. Like I'm like, if I'm a good human, I think I'm a good human. If they ghost me, that's their problem because I know I'm good. So fuck them, cheese. They don't deserve you. But now I am obviously I'm not dating, so I was like brief cheese, and I was like briefcase full of cheese. Yeah, it's on them. Like I tried not to take it to heart, um, because yeah, sometimes it just I'm like, don't waste my time. Like I value my time a lot, and so I would be like, don't waste my time. You know. Exactly. Exactly. It's like you don't want to have that. You know, it's like I don't chase ghosts. Well, now I don't like I'm not a ghost hunter. Like I don't I'm not into paranormal. What's your favorite cheese? I don't really eat cheese. I'm vegan, so I don't really eat cheese. I have made from plants vegan mozzarella in the fridge on pizza. But I don't really eat cheese. It goes in things like tacos or pizza. Even people I wasn't even people I was unsure about meeting up with, I made a commitment So at least go to have wait. Pause to say it's not working because of X, Y, and Z. She's not a ghost hunter. Exactly. Did you see my clip of me playing fucking what's that game? The scary game? Phasmophobia? I am not a ghost hunter. I got eated. No, I don't eat cheese. I will have cheese like vegan mozzarella. I will have on pizza or in tacos, or what else would cheese go into? Pizza and tacos. Yeah, Pom Pom doesn't eat cheese either. Yeah. All right, what's the next question? Spooky alone, 100%. In VR, definitely not it. Definitely not it. What's the best thing about Darwin, Northern Territory? Shockbox also funny. Oh, that's so funny. All right, the next question is never have I ever held a grudge for more than a year. Anybody a grudge holder? Did I get ghosted by a bot? Just adds to your mental health. Our bot is also vegan. It needs restarting. It's like, oh no, it did ghost you. I try not to let that stuff get to me. My mum told me a saying like when I was in high school. It could have been early high school. And she said that like her mum said it or something like that. Like kind of just got passed down. It's like holding a grudge is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. And it's stuck with me. So it's like every time I think of holding on to something, I'm like, this ain't worth it. It's like I try not to take stuff on like that. I try to just be chill. I try to be chill. Let's go for the bananas, is what I say now. What does that mean? The next one says, never have I ever been banned from a venue. Is anyone wild? Have we got any wild ones in here? You're out? Like you haven't? I've never been banned from a venue. I don't even think I've been kicked out of a venue. I'm a goody two shoes. Okay. Never have I ever called my partner the wrong name. You got banned from the World Bar for a year. What does that mean? What is the World Bar? Oh, it's a bar in Sydney. What were you doing? Were you throwing chairs? Back in the day, British men used to put bananas. Monkeys to grab and then would let them. Let go of the banana. Oh, interesting. That's so obscure. I love that. That is so obscure. That's so obscure. How'd you? Well, they just been dicks when you were like 18. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So the next question is: never have I ever called my partner by the wrong name. Go be a dick. Yeah. I have never called my partners by the wrong names. It is something that I'd be paranoid about, though. But my mum would always like get us kids mixed up, and then she'd go, "Fred, George, whichever kid you are." Okay. Oh wow. You were like proper sloshed. It was decoration only. That's so funny. Fuck. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Never have I ever called the cops on someone. To be fair, they shouldn't have had them within reach of a drunk ass 20-year-old. Yeah, exactly. It's their fault. You called the cops on a bouncer? Oh, as a bouncer. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. I've called the cops a few times. There was like arguing in like one of my old neighbors, like a house that was like, it was a weird thing. Like it wasn't just like four places meet. It was like our house and then their house kind of like had this weird angle towards it. And they were having a full like domestic situation. And so we called the cops and we're like, ah. Yeah, called them for that. Just called them for like issues. Not like petty issues, but like people who are being violent issues. I'm like, none of this is happening. I'm gonna call the cops, get someone down here, sort this shit out. I was like, I'm not gonna let people get hurt. I'm gonna be judging your character now. Never have I ever purposefully given someone bad advice. Never. I don't think I've ever given someone bad advice. I think there's times where it's like, you know those things where you're like, you're not giving them bad advice, you're just giving them advice that would influence them to do something else. So it's not bad advice, it's just like, hey, do you think I should get this dress? And you're like maybe no. It's like kind of like a white lie. probably what I would say. So it's not really advice. It's like directing them to somewhere else. You're given stupid advice while you're drunk? That makes sense. I'm pretty sure most people give stupid advice when they're drunk. Especially to random people. All right. Ooh. Never have I ever left a restaurant without paying the bill. Dine and dasher? Is that who you are? Do you dine and dash? I personally have not intentionally, but you know the things like where you're like, you get up and then you walk out because it's like the environment isn't like a go and pay like thing, and then you like take 2 steps out, and you're like, and then you run back, or like realizing that you've accidentally left a store with something, and then you're like, fuck, I have to go back. I have to make sure that they know I didn't steal this. Is it dine and dashing when someone else is still there? No, I don't think so. I think that's just like leaving it to them. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're like, oh my God, I have to go back. It's happened a couple of times. Oh, wow. That's not nice. Maybe I'm sly and I'm like Pink Panther it out. But yeah, I realized really quickly and I was like, oh my God, I need to go back. That's not nice of them. I feel like this is going to be a pretty common one. It says, never have I ever peed in a public place. And I feel like this again, it's like defining what's public. Okay. Exactly. Sometimes you just gotta go. Pee everywhere. You're like on the walls, on the ceiling, public toilets. Sometimes you gotta go, especially like, you know. All right. The next one is never have I ever hitchhiked. I've never hitchhiked. That's so dangerous. My tree, my house, my building. Put over a few times driving across Australia. I need to be. Exactly. Sometimes you gotta go. You're like, there's a bush. Or there's no bush because it's the center of Australia and there's no fucking trees there. You've tried to hitchhike? What's the story behind that? No one picked you up. Yeah, I would definitely not. Definitely not. I think it's just too dangerous. Like, people are probably fine, but I'm like, I'm not risking it. All right, never have I ever Googled someone before a date. I feel like this is a pretty normal one. Of course, I get Google someone before a date. Did once car ran out of fuel. Yeah, that makes sense. That's like, that makes sense. That's not like, hey, I'm just doing it because I need to get across the country. I will go through like their social media and stuff like that. Of course, like that's just what you do. But yeah. But also it's that thing, it's like I think it's like I tried to like accept things for what they were. Like if they're like, I'm only showing you this, it's like, okay. Why? Unless you thought you knew them. Then you're like, I'm fucking Googling you, see where you're at in life, because that also happened. You like run into people that you know on dating apps and you're like, do I just connect to say hi? Because I definitely have like people in my life that ran into each other on dating apps and you're like, hey, just seeing how you are. Like, I'm not matching with you. I just want to see how you are. It's actually so funny. Like old work colleagues. I was like, hey, how's it going? Like, I'm not matching with you, but like, just wanted to check in. It's because you've lost touch. It's watering. No, I didn't match to check. Fun fact, you married. You married your last Tinder match? That is so sweet. That's so sweet. That is very, very sweet. Yeah, I never had like any relationships foster out of dating on apps. So like fun times. Okay. Fun facts. I've never married. I also have never married. Never have ever been in a car crash. I have been in a car crash, but not severe. I've had two people run up the back of me. Not my fault. One person was like, it was a service station with a McDonald's in it, and it's like a 3-lane, really busy road with trucks and stuff. And then someone that had gotten a crash, like the first lane, so it's like would have had to go out into the the last 2 lanes. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go. It's all good. And I was like, yeah, that seems like a good gap because it comes up a hill. And then I realized this truck was going way too fast. And I was like, there's no way I can go. And there was a 4-wheel drive behind me. And they also thought the same thing. They're like, yeah, we'll go in that gap. And they couldn't put on their brakes quick enough. And they jumped out. They're like, that was 100% on me. I thought there was a gap. And I was like, I also thought there was a gap. But yeah, their car just had more oomph to get forward than mine did. And another one was last year, I think it was, and I was in stop-start traffic and someone just ran up the back of me. And they were like in shock. They're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm like, it's fine, just give me your license and then I'll call my insurance. And then we're like, are you okay? Because like they were stressing. Me and my mom are like, it's totally fine. It's fine. Don't be stressed. It's okay. You know? Does hitting a roo count? Well, I guess sort of. She scored lucky. You were done with the dating apps if the wife didn't work out. I feel that. I was kind of like, you can only do it for like short periods of time. Like you can do like a couple of weeks and then nothing, and then a couple of weeks then nothing because it's too much. A few once was my fault and 3 were others' faults. It's fine. Give me a credit card. But yeah, so fortunately haven't been anything. Anything more than that. Okay. Never have I ever said I love you but lied. Calling you out. I have not. I feel like it's like those things of like when you're in high school. It's like for me, I have this weird compartmentalization thing. It's like my high school relationships, I were like, this is high school. This is not forever. Like this is how I thought. I was like, this is high school, this is not forever. So it's like in high school, it's like knowing that. It's like, yes, I do love you, but also I know that this is not forever. But it's like I was able to like separate those. It's just how my brain works. It's not how normal people's brains work, I'm honest. So I wasn't lying, but I knew it wasn't a thing. You said I love you to a teacher by mistake. Oh my god. Or when you call your teacher like mum or dad by accident. I've had that before. I think I must have been like grade 6. No, maybe it was grade 4. I'm trying to remember the setting, but I was in primary school. It was so awkward. I was like, how do I deal with this? How do I walk this back? Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. It was some response like that. You're like, damn. Teachers must get it all the time. Oh, it's too funny. All right. Never have I ever stalked a partner's ex on social media. Wait, is that stalking? So stalking a partner ex, like their ex. Yes. Why did you put it down? Why do you harass me like this? Yeah, I definitely like in my early 20s had stalked, or even in my teen years had stalked partners' exes. But you know what's a funny story? I'll tell you this funny story, right? Is that I was dating this guy when I was like, I don't know, 18. I remember she said, "No worries, son." Laughed. I died. I think they're kind of cutting my birthday cake. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Does it count if they showed you who they were? I don't think so. I don't think so. Mine was like, I'll tell you a funny story. It's not really like to do with this, but what kind of? So I was dating this guy when I was like, I don't know what that means. We're following though. I was dating this guy when I was 18, and we had, thanks, fun. He gave you vibes. I was still into them. Yeah, that I think you dodged your bullet there. But yeah, I was dating this guy when I was like 18, and then he wanted to move to Melbourne, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to Europe because that's what you do when you're 18. But it was kind of one of those things where it didn't really stop being a relationship, but he was like, oh no, we're not in a relationship, but then treated everything as we were in a relationship. And I got to Melbourne And I just started working at this place, right? Working at this place, and I had known he was my boyfriend. So I had known my boyfriend had hooked up with other people. I'm like, that's okay. We were technically separated. And so he told me about this girl, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool, whatever. And I started working, and then this guy that I was working with was really hung up on this chick, and I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, it's really sad that you guys broke up and blah, 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 blah. And then like 6 months later, he's like, we were like talking about something. And then I saw her like profile picture on something, and we were standing in the office at work, and I was like, oh my God, is this the person, like, say for example, is this the Jessica you were talking about? And I was like, I realized that of the entire of Melbourne, the 5 million people here, that my now ex-boyfriend had hooked up with his ex-girlfriend that he was still hung up on. Like, what are the fucking chances of that you work with someone who, and none of us lived on the same sides of town? Ding, 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 ding. You only have a diamond. But yes, so weird. So weird. So I had Googled her. But yes, it was fucking wild. Like, none of us lived on the same sides of town. Just a random workplace. And it was like 6 months in that I knew this guy had been really hung up on this chick. So they've been separated for a while. And yeah, it turns out that my ex had slept with his ex. And I was just like, had this realization in the office with my boss and another work colleague. And this conversation that I was just like, I just blurted it out. And I was just like, what the fuck do I do with this information? Fucking wild. Wild time. Yeah, so wild. All right. Oh, no, I didn't. Are they going to this one? Distracted. I was distracted with a question. Never have I ever made a life-altering decision based on a horoscope I read. Does anyone read horoscopes? Is anyone into horoscopes? Horoscope fans? I am not a horoscope person. I feel like if you have been around the stream long enough, you probably know that. I did have a horoscope app for a while, but that was because my friend and I would send each other our morning horoscopes just for lolsies. Because some people are really into them, and that's okay. Like, I don't diss them. For me, I'm like, this isn't my shtick. And I was like, I think most horoscopes are just like, people find what they want in that. So it's like, oh, you're going through a big change. It's like, that could be anything. That could be like, I'm dyeing my hair, or I'm leaving a job, or like, you're having a child. It could be anything. Did any come true? Well, they're daily ones, so they're not really. If it was like, hey, you're going to win $5 million, I'd be around it. But they never tell you that, funnily enough. Okay. Never have I ever lied about my age, ethnicity, or occupation. I feel like most people would have lied about their age. Maybe. I see little devil horns right there. With that, maybe. Got this vibes. Look at that. You will smile today. There you go. No. All of these ones. This is what I see in that response. I definitely lied about my age. I was clubbing underage, so I was like, yeah, for sure I'm 18 when I was 16. I was like, I wanted to go dancing. I didn't want to go drinking. Fuck the drinking. I wanted to go dancing. Who was I having a conversation about this? I think I was talking to my brother about it. I was like, I want to go dancing. Not anything to do with drinking. I just want to go dance. When I was a kid, I would say I was an adult online. Wait, you thought I was good? Fun pun. I've got layers like an onion. Yeah. You were wrong. Yeah, I went clubbing in my hometown and I went clubbing overseas. It's funny though, because I remember talking to a bouncer of this club that I went to in Ireland because they were checking people's IDs. And just because I chat, I'm just a chatty person. I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Like diffusing letting the guard down. And they didn't ask me for ID. They asked everyone else for ID. I was like, up to Dylan. He says, Bree and called out Brel. Oh, really? Thought I was you. That's okay. I knew what I was doing. I did. I did know what I was doing. But I'm the better bro. That's so funny. Okay, this one is funny. Never have I ever trolled someone on social media. Okay, go. Keywords be ready. 100% never. I see all these little devil horns in there. Did my parents know about it? At the time they didn't. They do now. Yeah, no, my parents didn't. You troll me every day. He really does. He's the biggest troll. Did what to a mate? Trolled them? You pretended to be his crush? That's so mean. That's so mean. Makeup and all. That's so funny. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, never have I ever had a mental breakdown. Yeah, of course. Hashtag mental health. You're the biggest troll. You're a bigger troll than Breachy. Okay, never have I ever been blackout drunk. Other than you're a good boy. I feel like that's like Breachy saying that. It's like your halo is held up by your devil horns. Make it a good boy counter. You'll be like, yes, you've been blackout drunk, but you can't remember. Well, if you were blackout drunk, you wouldn't be able to remember what it is. I have never been blackout drunk. I don't drink now. And I haven't really spent a lot of my like adult life drinking. I drank underage, stopped drinking before I turned 18. Started drinking because it was my 18th and my friends were like, "No, we're going out. You're going to have drinks." So I had like maybe like a couple of months where we used to go to a few parties and whatnot. Stopped drinking. Like in Europe, I drank for like I was there for like 3 months. I drank for a couple of weeks until someone tried to pressure me into drinking, and then I was like, "That's a negative right there." Dylan says hi. Say hi back. Yeah, and I haven't really drunk since. I had one time where I drank. Like I just decided one night we are away at like laser tag nationals, and everyone was like drunk. There was like 4 of us or 5 of us. Because I don't get like the fun drunk. I get like sober, feeling really sick, or like I've drunk a lot and now I'm like fucked. So yeah, I drank like most of a bottle of vodka, like the 700s. I drank most of the bottle. I realize now, looking back on it, I gave myself alcohol poisoning because I was throwing up blood in the bathroom before I had to fly home on a flight that had turbulence. So that was great. But I have not drunk since. And even then, I didn't black out. I helped one of my laser tag people make toast and put them to bed because they were, I don't even know what the fuck they were making it with, but they were making some weird shit. Well, every time you drink, you throw up blood? Because that's not good. Like, that is not good at all. Remember sleeping by the toilet? That's not good. Oh my god. Yeah, that's That's not good. That's alcohol poisoning. Stop that. Yeah, I used to play netball, and my ex, because it was poly, and his wife were on the team. So how many of us were there? I don't know how many of us were there, but everyone decided to get drinking because we went to like afternoon drinks, because they had cocktails or something like that for like 2 for $1. And then they were like, oh, we're closing. And it was like mid-afternoon, like, oh, there's an IGA, so a little supermarket. We'll grab some drinks from there. Someone lived like, a couple blocks away. We'll go to that person's house. I think their name was Jack. And then one of the girls worked for Deliveroo once they went through that alcohol. She worked for Deliveroo, and so she could get free delivery. So they ordered more alcohol, and everybody's fucking wasted. It was like 8 p.m. or something like that. Like, it was quite early, and everyone was already plastered. My ex disappeared for an amount of time, and I was like, where'd they go? I went to check on them, and they'd thrown up of this like little like powder room, which had like a sink and then a toilet everywhere. And they were like passed out, like proper passed out. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I was like, I have to like move them, make sure they're still alive. I remember I had to go out and get something and come back. And at that time, his wife was like, oh, where are they? And I'm like, oh, well, don't worry about it. Got it sorted. You don't need to go in there. She went in there, and then she proceeds to throw up and then pass out. And I'm like, so now I have 2 people covered in vomit, like on top of each other. And I'm like, how the fuck do I deal with this? Like, there is no possible way I can deal with this situation. So yeah, I ended up just being like, all right, I'm just gonna have to strip you guys and then put you onto the floor or something. Like, when I finally can like wake them up, put them on the floor. And I said to the guys whose house it was, because he disappeared, and I was like, where the fuck is he gone? So I found him upstairs, and he's like, everybody has to leave. And so everyone else was like, okay, cool, we'll go out, we'll keep drinking. And I was like, there's no fucking way, we can't leave. We cannot leave. And so then everyone was like in the lounge. So it was like me, the guy that lived there, and 2 others. And I just go, all right, I'm ordering pizza. Do you want any? He's like, nah. And then I get pizza delivered, and he's like, actually. And then we sat there eating pizza at the couch. The worst I've ever been drunk. Long story. Okay, all right. While you're typing that, I'm gonna quickly run. Ooh, actually, you know what? We'll quickly do ads while Lukey is writing. Cheese, feel free to put your stories in if you want. Question was, never have I ever been blackout drunk. But we will do our normal 3 minutes of ads. So if you are not contributing to the chat, or even if you are, drink some of your water, do a little stretch at your desk, and we'll be back. All right. Okay. We got some stories. So you went drinking with friends, many bars in Osaka. Find an Australian bar serving $5 cocktails. Jesus. I called the shots on first drinks at this bar. Chose something like 6 shots in 1 drink. Jesus. Everyone did not enjoy it. And some wow. Surprisingly woke up the next day in the bathroom with the oh my God. Universal Studios was bad. I can only imagine. Jesus. Oh my God, that's the worst. My dad, we went to the US when I was like 14. We'd never been on a family holiday. Like, I'd never been out of like where I lived, my town. And my mum and dad don't really drink, but they were just like at a bar next door to our hotel, and it was just obviously a good time. Both of them ended up drunk, heard them kind of stumbling back in the room, but we had to go to Six Flags, the theme park, the next day. And so my dad was hungover as fuck. First thing he did is like, let's just power through it. Went on the biggest roller coaster he could find. Because he's like, I gotta push through it. Went to the Hookers Bowl here in Darwin. I swear my drink got spiked. Anyway, I was at the Vic Hotel before it closed, and I don't remember other than getting glitter all over my body. But I remember turning up outside the pub. They were in the mall, so they had gardens all through it. Decided it was a great idea to garden at 12:15 a.m. while only wearing green boxer shorts and a tie. Anyway, police were not happy. I got a 70-year-old. Oh my god. Spiking is not good. Not good at all. I'm very fortunate I have not had my drink spiked. I have had a couple of friends who have had their drinks spiked. I cannot think of anything worse than having a drug and not knowing that you're taking it. Like, you have photos from that night and that's about it. Yeah. Well, that's not ideal, cheese. That's not ideal. Okay. Kind of same theme, actually. Never have I ever driven under the influence. I have not. But then again, as I said, most of my adult life I have not really been drinking. I remember I had one drink probably when I was like, I don't know, in my early 20s, 18, 19, 20, that sort of age range. And yeah, I had one drink and I was like, oh my god, I'm drink driving. This is crazy. But it obviously was like, it wasn't. It was very, very under the legal limit. Hard to do when you don't drive. I don't think so, Lukey. Like, as long as it wasn't like, you know, technically it is, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Sometimes you do these things. Fortunately, no one got hurt. Okay. Never have I ever tried to proposition a friend's partner or a family member. You're like, hey, your cousin's cute. I think you're talking about your friend's family, not your family. Because that would be a bit weird. Recently cracked a jack. Okay. They would get you for drink driving. Some people, their drink drivers are absolutely fucking wild. My nana was an alcoholic, so I've been around like alcohol and all that sort of stuff. Scary things. Never have I ever cried in public. Man, me every day. I fucking cry at Aldi. I cry at Woolworths. Cry down the river. Cry all the places. I get very overwhelmed. You know what's funny? When I have like any sort of cards, like business cards and stuff like that, like at my, you know, job and stuff, it's like I would get the business cards or like these cards and I put them up and they're kind of like, you know, when you have that game, what is it, like guess who? And you like have the cards all sitting up. It's like that's kind of what I do. So every question is like, guess who? It's kind of funny. Feels funny to me. Okay, next one. Never have I ever convinced a friend to dump their partner. I don't think that I have specifically done that. I will be like, bit sus, but I'm like, you do you. Like, I think I am that person where I just like, I will give my opinion and I will, like, whether that person does it or not, that's on them. But I will be like, this is my opinion on the situation. But that's about most things. So I will always be like, this is how I feel. Because some people should not be with some people. Yeah, exactly. That's the serious shit though. That's not like trivial dumping. That's like you got to get out of a dangerous situation. Which I do get. Okay, never have I ever been on a blind date. I never have. I don't think I've had the friends to ever set me up on a blind date. Like I don't even know if any friends were like, "Hey, I think you'd like this person to date." Yeah, not neither that. I don't even have anyone try set me up. That's pretty wild. Oh well. I got a nice one now. Jeez. I just took a mouthful of drink. You can't do that. You're lucky I didn't spit my drink out. Oh my god. Far out, Brussels sprouts. All right. Never have I ever been skinny dipping. I have not. Not that I wouldn't, but I just don't like swimming. So the swimming part is the part that deterred me. Yeah, I don't like swimming. So many times. You're like, yeah, why not? All naked events. That's interesting. Drunk at Cas Beach. Or two, really. So you just like be naked. Is that like the whole thing? You're like at the barbecue naked. Like drunk in a spa. Letting it go, cheese. Free drinks for the night. Christy gave me streaking. That's funny. That's funny. I love that. Okay. Never have I ever got someone fired from a job. I got someone fired from their job. I'm pretty understanding. I'm a pretty understanding person, but when the people start fucking around and like not doing what they're meant to do, I get really annoyed. So it's like I had a manager. And yeah, they were the wrong thing. It's like I had a manager and I started working for a company because I used to work in corporate travel. Started working for a company and I got put on to like quite a large client with a very specific team. And I was kind of being like, oh, yes. I can't remember the guy's name. I feel bad about it, but I can't remember the guy's name. Old guy. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We'll train you up. We'll get you kind of going. Because they had like a 52-page manual that I need to know, like of restrictions and all that sort of stuff. Like they were allowed to stay at certain hotels, but certain wings of the hotels, and could only travel on this type of plane. It could be like this plane, but it could only be made within this time frame. Couldn't be those planes, couldn't go over these countries. Like it was just a whole heap of like random shit. But yeah, so they were my like top boss. There was another boss underneath them who was nice. But I got told, hey, this person's going to train you up. All good. You're going to be sweet. Because they were the only person that worked in the office. Everyone else didn't work in the office. I think there was 8 of us. And then like 2 weeks into my like starting at that role, they were like, I'm going to go move to Ireland. And I was like, that's great for you. And then nobody kind of took over my training. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just talk to these people on the telephone on the rest of my team because I had no one in the office. And like, fortunately enough, I was like withered enough to just pick up where I could. But then I got, I had no guidance. That the team lead never came over to talk to me, like department lead never came over to talk to me at all. And I remember getting an email from them one day being like, I shouldn't have to follow up with you about something to do with a one-on-one. And I'm like, you've literally never trained me. I have no idea what I need to do with this. This is not my problem. And she'd like make people cry and that sort of stuff, and was definitely a favorites person. And so I was kind of like, yeah, I'm out, peace, bye. And I submitted my resignation, and I had some health issues. And she spent the entire time of my exit interview telling me how, like, kind of, well, at least you don't have this, like that sort of attitude. And I was like, that's not okay. Like, you don't know my situation, and then like trying to downplay it to something else, being like, oh, I was in hospital for whatever. It's like, cool, bro. This is still my life. All good. And yeah, and then the day I was due to finish, she went to walk out the door at like 4:00, and everyone else that left had like, cakes and flowers and all this sort of stuff. And she turned around and said, oh, it's her last day today. And I'm like, this is at 4:00, like where people were leaving. And I was like, what a bitch. Like, I was like, you are such a terrible human, along with a whole heap of other things that had gone on. And yeah, I end up writing like literally a page, like when they were like, oh, we want to get your opinion of why you left, blah, blah. I wrote a page being like everything that had gone on, how like fucked it was. And yeah, and then like 3 weeks later, she was let go because I still had friends at the company. I was like, yeah, fuck you. So anyway, that's me being petty. Guess what this one is, guys? Never have I ever lied while playing this game. You guys liars? Did you lie? Did you lie to me? You wouldn't have lied. You don't have to answer. You're on the internet. I'm not holding you hostage. Okay. The next one is never have I ever flirted my way out of a fine. Jeez, I feel like this is up your alley. Flirting your way out of fines. I don't feel like I flirted my way out of fines. I think I just talked to people. If that makes sense. Like, same way as like when I was talking it with the bouncer. It's like I just knew people and I'd be happy to talk your way out of a fine and I believe it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not flirting my way out of a fine. I'm just talking my way out of a fine. I would talk my way out, not flirt my way out. Yeah. But the thing is like when I go into those situations, I am like willing to accept the consequences, but I'm like, if I can get out of it, I'm gonna get out of it, you know? All right. Never have I ever thrown a drink on someone or at someone. I don't throw a drink at someone. At someone. I feel like on someone is very different to at someone. I already answered. Oh, okay. I've had this conversation before. So which one is correct? Is it sock sock shoe shoe or is it sock shoe sock shoe? No, I go sock shoe sock shoe. Sock shoe sock shoe. Nah, you guys are fucking weird. Divi, hello. Divi, do you prefer keyboard and mouse or controller? Socks and shoes. See, I grab my shoes and I go one sock, one shoe because it's already there. And you go one sock, one shoe because it's already there. Sock, sock, shoe, shoe. You guys are fucked. Out of here with these sock, sock, shoe, shoes. I just like, it's like if I've got my shoe, all right, so I have my shoe right here. So if I have my shoe and my sock, you like put your leg up and then you put your sock on and then you grab your shoe and then you put your shoe on. And then you go to the other side. It's like you've already got your leg, you've got your positioning. Balance. The balance. Because else I have to like move my butt. I don't want to move my butt. It's like I just want to be able to like lift one leg and then grab the other and then lift the other leg. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just a fucking tall people problem. But I am kind of weird though. The way I take my socks off is very weird. I saw a TikTok about it. Someone's like, how fucking weird is that? Maybe it's like big booty problems. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show stream.
Getting your feet on stream?
No, my socks on stream.
Whoa, you better. Quick chat, clip it. Get your clips ready. Get ready. They're coming.
Oh wait, they can't see my feet.
Up.
No, but they have to see my feet. It's how I take them off. I need to like take my shoe off. And then I don't know if I can do it now. My feet are too sticky.
She lied to you all.
I didn't lie.
Demand a refund.
Why is it that I can't take them off now? They're not coming off. You can see my feet. It wouldn't work. I think it's because my feet are sticky from being on the floor. Not in my crisps shoes. Nom 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 nom. You're in. So when I take my feet out of my out of my shoes, I can like get my feet and grip them on the like on the carpet and my sock comes off. So they're the right way in. They're the right way in, so I don't need to like put them back in the right way. Because then you have inside out socks. Inside out socks are the worst.
She's still debating it.
It needs to go up. It's at this normal height. It'd be like a one of those cam girls and be like, look, my boobs. What are your boobs? Flip that one. Look, my boobs. No boobs, only feet. Okay, they're inside a, technically, what is a thermal? A ducky, hello, how you going? How are you? It is Limp Bizkit, because it's, Limp Bizkit is great. Question is, do you prefer a keyboard and mouse or controller? Even if I have it's still kind of full covered. It's not like it's like a sports bra, like a workout top underneath. Because this is a thermal, and then I have like a workout bra on. It's cute though. I have worn them on stream before with like a sheer top over the top, so it's not like too risque. Pyronic, how you going? So it's safe. It's safe for all you relationship peeps. I love Limp Bizkit. And every night. You love it when you're like 17. I always think of like when they they start the song and like they go, it's chocolate starfish and a hot dog flavored water. Ironic, how are you doing? Why did you time out Crunchy?
Got dead too. Crunchy's chat.
Crunchy's chat dead. Breachy to time Crunchy out. So rude. Where my missing socks are going? You miss being a teenager? I do not miss being a teenager. I had too much going on. Do now. More about having no bills. Yeah, that's fair. But I was paying for all my own shit, like, by the time I was, like, 16, so... I was like, I had bills. Didn't have rent. That was nice. But kind of didn't have rent. But yeah, I don't like my socks being inside out. I don't like any of my clothes being inside out, so I tend to put them the right way in when I put them in my laundry basket. Nails made for you every night. Yeah, see, I didn't have that. I moved out for about 6 months when I was like 16. My nana convinced me to move in with her, so I ended up moving in with her. But it's like even then, I had still had work, still had school, made all my own food. When I finally did go back to my house, I had to pay board, so technically I was paying rent. And I was still paying all my own food, making my own food, paying all my like school fees and mobile and shit. No existential dread, right? I'd love some not existential dread. Can we just get like, somebody go buy that wholesale? Distribute it? That'd be nice. No existential dread. Bought on sale at Costco. Jeez, I still need to go pick up my thing from Costco. I forget about it. And then I'm in a position where I cannot go. It's like when you think about something in the shower or when you're driving and you're like, I don't have anywhere to write this down. And then I forget. I'm going to add it to my to-do list right now. Where are my normal to-dos? Normal to-do. Pick up Costco card. Enter. Assigned to me, actually. Done. I put it on my list. I put it on the list. How good are to-dos? Man, I just changed to TickTick. I am in my element. So I have like Notion and TickTick and things are going great. So good. I have to clean up my Notion stuff. It's a bit messy. But yes, so exciting. So exciting. All right. Please note Breachy has now ruined. You have never been timed out. I'm sorry, Crunchy. Did you end up paying for the TickTick? Well, it hasn't charged me yet. I'm sorry, Crunchy. Stop timing Crunchy out. He's been a bully. Did you end up paying for TickTick? No. Based on my last fridge purchase. Smart things, shopping less. Wait. Do you use it though? Do you use the fridge connectivity? Unfortunately, it's only as good as a motivation to completely do it. Yeah, see, I have like this like issue with organization and structure. If I don't have it, it's chaotic. If I don't have a to-do list, it's chaotic, and I cannot rest because it's like there's so much in my mind. If I don't have it written down, I can't concentrate. I have 5 million things going on in my head at any one time. And so if I don't write things down, they don't exist. That's funny. That's so funny. Yeah, like you can't see it right now, but it's like I have lists on this board right here. You can't see it. You can see the kind of the edge of one, which says packs bag, and it says headphones, packs, badges, packs bag. Because I told you guys I'm doing a subathon. But I'm finalizing the milestones and the incentives, but I have one set of headphones. They're 100 Thieves Cross JBL. They're limited edition ones to give away to Australian viewers. And I have a whole bunch of packs, badges, like patches and bags to give away. So yeah, I haven't organized it yet, but that's what that was about. And then it's got like subathon graphics, subathon plan, movie posters, which I was meant to post today, and then a whole heap of like stuff that I'm meant to do. So mature. Bridgie's also like that. You're good at writing lists. We love that. And they cease to exist because my brain replaces it with new stuff. Yeah, you got to go back to them is the plan. Yeah, I agree. Div, you should try TickTick. It has reminders and stuff. You guys are funny. That would be funny. Clean car. Okay, the next one is never have I ever deleted a social media post because it didn't get enough likes. What did you delete? Oh, Tumblr. Breachy was a Tumblr boy, running a Tumblr empire. You're like, the metrics are not there. He did. He had a very popular blog. I have not, but I feel like this is very Gen Z. Like, I feel like we're all too old. We're like, oh, look, someone looked at our dog in sepia. In the early days of Twitter. Yeah. My thing is like, if something didn't do well, I'm like, oh, well, I just won't make that anymore. But I feel like it's like I missed that. Oh, did you feel the same? Like maybe we're too old to get that? You think you had 5k likes, reposts, comments per day? At one point, Tumblr added them all together. More of me deleting it because I question why I posted in the first place. True. I was saying like the pressure to like have likes on your posts. Like I feel like it's like I was too old for that. Or maybe I just didn't care enough. Like it's like early days of YouTube, you know, shit. We were just doing random shit. Like I remember a video I posted on YouTube, which I don't have access to the account, was just like me and my friends doing a dance and rolling around on the floor. Like, yeah, exactly. I feel like we're a bit too old. Okay, the next one is never have I ever had a lucid dream. I have lucid dreams all the time, but they're lucid nightmares. Bunnings was in one of my recent nightmares. I don't know what else was happening in the nightmares besides it was horrible, but there was one distinct part which I remember, which was at Bunnings, because we have a double story Bunnings, so it has like an escalator and shit in it. Bunnings was going from a 2-story Bunnings to a 1-story Bunnings. I understand logistically of why they did it, but I was like, but that's not okay because the people upstairs were feeling isolated from people downstairs, and the people downstairs were gossiping. And then I went through checkout to go to something scary, but like, you know, it's just how my brain works. That's nice. That sounds really nice. Send those vibes to me because I'm sick of having nightmares. But yeah, not a fan of lucid dreams. Not a fan. Yeah. Sharesies. Okay. Never have I ever snooped through a partner's phone or computer. Find Snoop? I don't know. You define Snoop. Is this where you tell me that you've been snooping my phone that I give you all the time? I did once. I once snooped and it confirmed my suspicions. But never snoop. If I get to the point where I have to snoop, I'm like, the relationship's fucking done. So, yes. That's how I feel about it now. Yeah, if I had to snoop now, I'd be like, nah, not about it. Not about it. Not worth it. Like, that's a breakdown of communication. If you can't communicate, you got bigger problems. Okay. Never have I ever stolen something valued at more than $50. Where are my thieves at? Your thievery. You did, but it wasn't your fault. All right, do tell. Classic criminal behavior. All these criminals. That's accidental. That's kind of what we were saying earlier, where it's like, you know, it's like I've gone to leave a restaurant, completely forgetting that I haven't paid. I have gone back and paid. She didn't add to. I haven't. The stuff that like I remember stealing marbles as a kid. I was like, oh, I'm gonna steal one of those cat eye marbles from Kmart, and I was doing like fucking 6 or something. Just one. And it sticks with me to this day. Yeah. And I technically Drek, hello, welcome. How you doing? I technically did steal a box cutter from Woolworths, but it wasn't for sale. And the reason being is because I had a box cutter and it was on a low shelf. And my instinct was, that's really dangerous. What happens if a child got hold of that and put it in my pocket so I could give it back to them, and got home and was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this now? And I was like, they dangerously left a box cutter on a low shelf that a child couldn't have got. Keyboard and mouse, yes. I think we've only had like 2 people that are controllers. So I don't know if that really counts for like theft. I think that's more like public safety at that point. Criminal. You want to sleep? Whereabouts are you from? You an Aussie? India? Indiana? I don't know anything that starts with IND after that. All right. Never have I ever spied on my neighbors. Out here being a Snoopy Snoop. India. Nice. Have. Dude, I'm the biggest snooper. I'm literally the biggest snooper. I like I can see into the car park. Like, so, like, we have an apartment building and they have like a house, like terrace houses near us. And I can look down into like their car park area, like of all the different units. And one of the units has recently turned from a house into a business. They had a truck there the other day. They were taking out racking. And then I was like, oh, maybe they're moving out. They've only been there like 6 months. It's just a house. But they have put a sign up at the front saying that they do like beautician stuff or whatever. And I was like, oh, they're moving out. Like, how sad. And then they came back with the truck and started moving stuff back in. And now they have a business. Operations. I don't know what they're selling though. I can't work it out. It was hot. Wait, did I miss it? Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, I'm a biggest snoop. I'm like, what's going on down there? Little sticky beak. Like there was some like flashing lights, like police lights, like around the corner the other day, and I was like, turning the corner, I was like, oh, we should have gone down that road. That was sticky beak. You haven't? I'm like the biggest sticky beak. I'm like, what's going on over there? One of the guys in your old street used to complain about the guy next door being naked. Funny thing is, to see him, she had to be up on the fence. Had some nutters of neighbors. Once I snooped, I was smoking bongs. The lady the other day, like whoever was in this new business garage situation, was smoking a cigarette and it came in through the big door window thing there. And like my instant reaction was like, I gotta shut the door and snoop to see what's going on. And I like made eye contact with her and like scowled and slammed the door. And it wasn't because like, you know, I meant to do that. I was just like instinctively like, oh, you're smoking. Ew, shut the door. Like, are the police scary? Not really. Not here. Well, not the ones that we saw. They had a witch's cone and we were trying to work out if they were doing like random breath testing or if they were, what they were doing. We're like, is there a crime? Should we suss out the crime? Yeah, it's like just depends. Like sometimes sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Overall they're not, but I'm also coming from a place of privilege. I just don't want it in my window. I'm like, people can smoke out the way, not near me. They're like, the lawyers. Yeah, you'd get all the best goss. Okay, never have I ever had sleep paralysis. Can you give me a ride along? I've never had sleep paralysis, thank fuck. Thank fuck for that. Try to line it up for you. You'd be like, hey, I got a mate who wants a ride along. Can you sort them out? I wonder. I don't know if they would. Inquire. Okay. Never have I ever stayed in a relationship because I was scared I couldn't do better. I haven't either. I think I've just like left relationships. Ones that I've left. I've only been like broken up with once, so every other time it's just like it's just run its course. Well, I drive people home often, but not sure that I would be able to take people on duty. Well, there's two questions left. One of them is, never have I ever been arrested. So that's a quick way to get a ride along. Breachy, just get arrested. Easy. You've never been in a cop car? Neither have I. I haven't been in a cop car. That works. Come see you in the cells. See you in the clink. In America. Why were you in one in America? If it's your one phone call. Like legit though? Stationary. All right, the last one is, never have I ever returned something after I wore it, which I have not. Law schools over there, they show us their shiny new cars. Thank you. Yeah. Get him, Pun Pun. Get him. Who go Nando's? They're gonna close though. Num 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 num. Num 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 num. But yes, that's all the cards. That's all the cards we have. So that was pretty fun. That also kind of works out because I gotta go get some dinner. And so we're gonna finish a stream. Yeah, that was fun. You guys are fun. Love, love, love. So I will work on the Subathon stuff this weekend and then I'll have it out to you with information about the patches, bags, headphones, and stuff like that. And then Monday, normal stream. Wednesday is the goth stream that is from the Kill Cancer charity stream. So we'll be doing that. And then Friday as normal. So Good, good. Yeah. Oh, thank you. We're gonna raid Uni Stream. They are another Australian creator and they are a really, really cool people. Good value, good energy. But if you want to connect offline, wait, I did it wrong. Here are all my socials. So Discord, we're all pretty cool. So if you want to join us over there for some games, for some memes, for some food, I know everyone has a Discord, but I think we are where you want to be. Instagram is for the pictures. TikTok has got vids. So there are tutorials and there are game clips and things like that. So pretty fun stuff. Twitter, Blue Sky Threads, they're all text platforms. I'm mainly on Twitter and Threads, and then you've got YouTube. So Brotron Plus is the VODs channel if you want to catch up on anything. If I'm doing a series or you just want to see my face again, you can find it there. And then my main YouTube channel, I am currently reworking. So is it not raid? Not yet. Not yet. The mods are like, get out of here. We don't want ya. It's too funny. Too funny, too funny, too funny. Where are they? Why does everything say I'm offline? This is so weird. I am definitely, most definitely online. So yeah, so we are going to raid Uni now that I have found their... I need a Brotron button? I do need a Brotron button. I've got to find my own emotes. I did put in the pancake duck, so... You have them? That's true. I do have them. All right, we're going to head over there and I will see you guys on Monday if I do not see you sooner. All right, let's go. Goodbye.